Detective Azimus on the case once again. Just making an update. I'm documenting this to showcase how Blizzard has handled the Lionheart situation. So, yesterday, after a few hours of commotion on the forums, Reddit and YouTube, they realised what these players were doing. Locked one of them, removed the shop option from the client, and allowed the rest of them to run around scot-free in Altrak Valley for an extra few hours, where they proceeded to absolutely decimate people in blue gear. Then, as everyone knows, Lionheart went down for maintenance and the one developer at Blizzard got to work. Here's the official statement from Blizzard. So the first announcement was at 11 AM, and this is when the server went down for maintenance. Bearing in mind, the players had around 6 hours of running around before this actually happened. So we've temporarily disabled the Lionheart Season of Mastery realm while we take our next steps to address the transfer bug experienced on that realm. Note how they say it's a transfer bug and not an exploit. We'll provide further updates here as soon as possible. So then, almost 5.5 hours later, it was updated. The Lionheart Season of Mastery realm has been returned to service and is available for play. During this downtime, we tracked down every character that transferred to the realm and began the process of returning them to their origin and reversing their actions. That work is still underway, and we will continue to ensure that no items or economic impacts remain on Lionheart. Thank you very much for your patience and understanding. So they began the process of returning them to their origin and reversing their actions. So what does this tell us? This tells us that they are literally just transferring the characters back to the servers they came from. And according to what they've said, they're still dealing with it now. Anyway, I think it's good how they dealt with the situation, but the problem is, if they had GMs, a GM could log on and freeze these characters in real time and stop them from affecting everyone else. Before we get further into this, I want to say that I did speak to one of the people that was streaming yesterday, and I asked him a few questions, like, are you scared to get banned, etc, etc. And honestly, they had less fear than a Mexican cartel smuggling drugs across the border. They don't seem to have issued any bans for this, as Indie Company was online this morning on his other warrior, Kaelina. Supposedly he was given a refund. If they haven't issued any bans, then that means they've acknowledged this was their own mistake. However, the players who transferred ruined the economy on purpose and also participated in battlegrounds, knowing full well they shouldn't be in them. They themselves even thought they would be banned for at least a month for doing what they were doing. Realistically though, it's too soon to say whether there has or has not been other bans handed out, but I just imagine the Blizzard mentality like, I know you've been running around, causing havoc, destroying the economy, and absolutely annihilating players in battlegrounds. Here's a refund, don't worry about it, buddy. I also spoke with one of the players who willingly accepted 1,000 gold and an epic mount trade from one of the transferred players yesterday, and he seemed adamant that Blizzard had taken his stuff away and was quite mad about it. He said they took away his legitimate gold. It seems that Lionheart's damage has been reversed, but it may be too soon to say. When I went to investigate this yesterday, it felt like doomsday, because at the time, I thought more than one server may have been affected by this. Last night I was keeping my eyes open for any tier 3 players popping up on EU, but it seems that none have appeared. Some people have left comments saying there are players on Dreadnought EU and Swamp of Sorrows AU with Naxxramas gear, but unless solid proof is presented, I can only assume these are troll comments. As bad as the situation is, I'm glad that it was only Lionheart. However, Blizzard's negligence with this situation is shocking to say the least. The fact that this even happened in the first place is just baffling, and certainly doesn't help Blizzard's image when it comes to incompetency and neglect. If this was widespread, then this whole situation would have been a massive blow to SOM, and regardless, it definitely doesn't paint a good picture for anyone on the outside looking in. In fact, it doesn't paint a good picture for the people inside either. At the end of the day, I only make videos like this when something important comes up. What do you think? Leave a comment below with your exact thoughts on this whole fiasco. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon with my usual content.